doing it, you're going to get it. The idea is to understand the concepts of the controls. And I want you to understand how you're going to do a particular grip. The particular grip you're going to use is going to maintain control. And to do this, we need to study how it works. So the first thing I want you to do, and it only takes 5 or 10 minutes, but I want you to be very, very particular of how we control it now. Okay? And I want you to understand that some basics of the Kimura, of how the arms control, because we're going to use it to control it back. Okay? So what I want you to do is sit on your back side, so you've got very little base to work on at all. And all your arms are working. It's only a drill to get used to how it's done. So you need to understand what your hands are doing. Now, you need to mimic the physiology I'm going to create, but you need to do it your way because your hands are my hands. Okay? So you can't literally copy what I'm doing because you haven't got my arm or my hand. Okay? What I need to do, the first thing is when I take his wrist, I need to make sure that the bones of my knuckles go at least to the bone of his little finger, his other, or beyond. This is not going to be sufficient. It needs to be past it. Okay? So that my hand can push this way. If it's not far enough around, it's very easy to strain his hand against my finger and you won't hold it. And this becomes very important because of how the Kimura controls his shoulder. We need to make sure this happens. Because if this happens, he can't escape and pull that way to face me very well. He can't make this maneuver. Because the shoulder's being lifted up. Make sense? I think it's very hard to do. The idea is you'll put your knuckles around. With me, I can't use my thumb when I do it. I just can't. It doesn't feel it. You've got a really long thumb and a different shaped hand. You can do it with me. They have to come. So, with me as well, my little finger, I'm really holding his wrist. Not this, it's his wrist. So I'm holding where his hand meets his arm. And I'll turn that around. Turning it around. So my wrist itself is right. Creating this. And I'll do it with the other hand as well. This will come through here. So I've got rid of the weakness in my hand. Bear in mind that any movement with your fingers, you're going to get an energy transfer. And any movement with your wrist, you're going to get an energy transfer. So we want to get rid of it. They don't want to be moved. Okay? So the first idea is that if he tries to turn and face me, I need to lift up this elbow. And I'll do it by shrugging my arm this way, punching my left arm straight. If you try and face me now, you'll see how you can. It's so difficult. Okay? If he tries to roll the other way, I'll bring him back. I'll pull it. See it? Pull it. If he tries to turn into face me, you straighten that arm. With his elbows. See? Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and do it. We're doing it to learn how to control his arm. Understand that? Yeah? And do another body as well so we can see. Don't do this fast, don't go mad, don't thrash around because it'll be shit. Really slow so you understand what I'm doing. So I have to make sure that I'm pulling this look into his throat. I need to maintain an angle of 90 or less. It's important. See, I need to bring this in. So my wrists are strong, but my knuckles are past that bone. Pulling that in. If he tries to roll away, I just lift him out. If he tries to turn in, I need to lift him over. Yeah, I'm doing it. A lot of space, I don't care. I can't turn in. This is important. This action we're going to be using a lot of. You need to be able to do this on its own. It's no good, you see, my hand's like this and he's straight with his own hand. From there, I can't control his elbow. Understand? Really slow, make sure you understand. Count me over to get through. If you take somebody's back and you want to stay on the back, you can use all the seatbelt gripping, and it's very good. But the trouble is his hips can spin, and so can his shoulders. In his hips, if you just slide one way, they can just move, it can escape as well. And his shoulders also can turn. You see? So it becomes a problem. No gears in that. If you make the grip we just did around his head, you're not going to arm lock him. But we know that we can constantly stop him going one way or the other. Understand? Because we've just done it. Because we've just done it. We can pull him back. pull him back, and extend him. And you can do the same thing with your arm around his head. So I want to go to my best side. So you go to the side of the arm that's round his head. So when I'm lying this way, the odds of finishing are great. Okay, just trust me. Come down here to the see. And he's only got one hand to work with. If I can stay on his back and keep getting on his back, my odds of getting him greatly improve. I'm eventually going to catch him with the strength. Okay? So if he uses this hand and takes my hook out, he starts to slide. He starts to slide. Can you see? He slid out like that. So I'm losing him. I can try and clamber up, but for now I want you to look at this. If I let him go a little bit that way and put my foot on the floor, he can't turn and face me. Let me do that. I've just done it. I've done that. He can't turn and face me. But I can even stay quite close to him and do it. And move my hip around the side. See how my foot's on the floor, so I've split my leg. If he tries to turn and face me, he can't. And this is what I want you to do now. Don't go mad, but he's not trying to roll the other way yet. He's trying to turn and face me. So stay there, Chris, and you can't. So when I'm ready, I do a moonwalk on my legs, I do a technical stand-up, and I draw my right elbow to the floor. So I'll switch my feet up, and draw my elbow to the floor. So I'm kneeling down. If he tries to face me, he can't. See him? He can't face me. And when I'm ready, I pick him up, I put my foot up, and I walk him in a circle, start to lay down. And I put my chest right behind his lower back. I stand up, and I make him feel like he's had a right big dinner. It's horrible, isn't it, Chris, that? Can't throw you, can't do anything. All I can do is sniff his own back. Just wait till like this. When I'm ready, I walk to the side, like I'm doing a right dodgy dance. Ta-da. And I put my foot in there, and I fall this way. These things. Looking like a fish, that ground on there. With his arm stuck as well, it's the bump. Get away, don't. And he might do it again. And he's insisting on turning into it. So we get to the third, Chris. Thanks. Well, as he slides out, come on. Extending. Extending, so look at his elbow, come on, bump. Walk to here. Try to turn into me, Chris. When I'm ready, look, I switch my legs, so I'm going to do a technical stand up. This leg needs to go underneath, and this one comes down. Bring this elbow to the floor. When he tries to face me, I extend him. When I'm ready, I pick him up. Foot comes up. I walk him in a bit of a circle. I go into a squat. I put my chest up, down his back, and make him feel like he's had a big dinner. It's horrible, that. So don't put no power out of the lead on him. He can't throw me. It's impossible. He's not on his knees. He can't side out, he's not on his knees. And I walk to the side. I put my foot through there. All this way. And he was crying out loud, we're definitely going to go around. That's it. We can just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Try that. Yeah. We were all in one room, so we just asked him and got battered by him. And it was good because if they liked you, they showed you. If they didn't, they beat you up, they showed you by beating you up. So either way, they taught you. So the control here needs to be impeccable. Because what I want you to do now is don't fight it too much, and this guy don't want to be thrashing around. Because remember, you're not fighting. So a different part of your brain. Using the human brain as you learn. Don't go grunt, sweat, thrash, piss, bite, because it's not real until you fight. You've got to get it in your brain and your circuits. So do it with long, beautiful movements, control, so you learn something. Does that make any sense? So what I've got to do now is I've got to understand how this rudder, not my word for it, there's a translation if I want to use it, this rudder works here. So as I land in this position, Chris slides down that way. As I land here, I've got to make sure that if he tries to face me, I can do this. And if he tries to roll the other way, I can pull it down. So I do that slow, he rolls the other way, and all I do is I pull my elbow to myself. You might try and face it, and extend it. You might try and roll away. So I bring it back. He's getting a bit loose, can you see yourself when I water closer again? You might try and roll away, pull it tight, you might try and face it, extend it. And I want to do this in this position. We're not going to wait here for more than 2 seconds to get comfortable here. So now, we're doing exactly that. Do it all again once, and another body. So, again. I've made the grip. I've gone to the right side, not my good side. We slipped his hip out that way. I've missed my foot. I come off this way. Tries to roll away from me. I bring him back. Tries to turn his face. He's a rubber. You can't go either way. Play around now, make sure your hands in the right place. It feels compared to others. Because that's just my position, what I would do. Obviously, I'm going to show you what it is, you know what I mean? So I've rivered through quite a lot of stuff. But it's all really connected like this. And from that, you're going to decide on which parts you like to add to what you're doing. It's very important to do that. Everybody follow that, yeah? Because you know what I mean? With your own game's way, you need to know how you're going to, what direction you're going to go. It's very important. So, everything we do is the same here. And once we've got this control, there's only the 2 directions that you go. So, when we arrive in this position here, and I've got my control, I slip that out there like that. There's 2 things that can happen for that, this side and on my good side. If you manage to get quite a way out of this hip, and the hip goes to the floor, can you see how it's hit? He's cleared my leg and my hip with his hip. Once that hip hits the floor, I can no longer reach him with this foot. I'll try and explain that. I have to show you these because the longer-legged people have got good choices here. That are shorter out and don't have. Once Chris manoeuvres his foot, so he moves to there, right, his hip slid out, but he's still on my leg. Can you see that? You've got an option there with the first procedure that we use where he's going to try and face me, and I'm going to do this. What you can do is put your foot over the top. So that as he slides down now, tries to face me, you can. So what happens here, my foot's there. So I'll do the same thing, I'll get onto my elbow, he's trying to face me. Remember, he's trying to face me and I do this. So what I'll do is I'll draw my elbow out like before and get up on my knee. And he might try to face me. You can. If you take his back now, it's not difficult, you take your knee higher. So what I want to do is use this grip to completely, as I do this to his body, lift him up, I'm going to pull with this hand to pull it round. See that? Watch. So what you extend, and then pull it with your bottom hand round. And now he's facing that way. And I put my knee near his head, so I can roll this way, put my ups. You see? There's one favour with this, which is I've arrived on the other side of the body. I'm not on the other side anymore. There's not a problem, I'm still on his back. But this is one option that I want somebody to taller leg, longer legged people to try. If not, I want you to do all this again that you've done and get used to picking him up again. But the other way is, let's say for example you don't like that procedure, or he shapes his hip too far. See how his hip's on the floor now, that hip of his is on the floor. This leg does not. So this is hard to do for me now. Hard. So let's put it there. Well, if you find you need to gain more traction, you can tell the knee is back side. You try to face me, extend it, when you can. When I'm ready, my legs and I've lost my elbow. You have to face me and extend it. You know the game? Fellow down there, we're not here. Just try. Good. Do that again. We've got a good idea about what to do with trying to face you, because even if you've got long cracking legs for using really spidery guards and back takes, once this happens, even if he's still laid on here, if he puts his knees to his chest, so, just like that, bring this one. I can't get my foot in. Even if I've got longest legs in the world, bring them both up, just a line flat. Line flat, bring them both up with your feet. It don't matter, you just do that. Make sure you move away. You know what you do, that's controlling it. And when I'm ready, whatever he does now, I've got that control. If he tries to roll that way, I'll put him back. If he tries to turn into me, I'll extend. And I can pick him up and we're going to that procedure. that we've done. But everybody's doing it now. You start to develop your own way of doing it. The problem we have is that the moment that I go to my knees and create this part here, in this position, the moment I do this to the floor, and this, there's a small point in time where I can't pull it or extend it, because I'm changing my base. What he might do is he might roll that way. You might think, I can't do this, and the minute that he feels that you're not pulling him, he rolls onto his knees. With his idea being, he'll put his foot on the floor and put you back in the guard. Let me show you how it'll sort of work. So look, like this, he slides off my foot, and I'm going to go to this position, and I've got it. You can't roll either way, you can't do anything. And then I go like this, and as I said, Chris, as I go like this, look, he goes up with me. There. Can you see? He ends up there. Because his idea is to drop his left hip and put it on the yeah, he's going to put me back in the guard. You can see, he's coming underneath me. See? It's horrible. Because if you'll either put me in the guard, or if he holds my arm tight, he'll roll me over the other side. This can happen as well. I don't want you to focus on this, because it's not helpful thinking about the negatives. Somebody once said to me, it's the pink elephant argument. You say, don't think about a pink elephant. What are you thinking about? What are you pink elephants? But you've got to see why you don't open that door. When you understand why, you think, right, that's not happening. I'm going to do the politics stuff. Because the other point there is that it's exactly the same, Chris. So you go like this, and you clamp that on and on onto your knees. I'll have to go at the top. Keep rolling, keep rolling. I get rolled over. Can you see? And it holds me down. So yeah, I should have done it. I should have done it. Yeah, we are flexible. But anyway, yeah, flexibility time, you can clamp on it all roll. So what do we do if I'm that? Because he's come to his knees. And bear in mind, you've got to be a good partner. The guy that's getting it done to him, all that. You're a man, right? When you've got to be trying to put this hip on the floor. That's what we're trying to do, to turn into. Because if you just stop like this, you just pull your back. Do we understand? So we've got to be a good partner. Our point is that we're trying to look off and roll this way, right? So what do we do? It's a bit daft, really. But all I've got to do is I've got to beat it. When you first show this, you're one of them moments where you think, I don't know where it's down. It's so simple. And I'm just going to make sure that my hip hits the floor before it is. I can try tucking my knee in as well if I want, but it's not that important. And I just over-rotate, so I land back in the same position. We'll try and do it slow, and it's easier fast. But I'll try and do it slow. All this is the same. He slides that out, I've missed him, in time. I draw this away, he goes to his knees, and stay there, Chris. So as he tries to collapse that in, I jump my hip over that side, and this hip of mine hits the floor on the other side before his does. So this starts to collapse, I go first. So just stay behind. Don't make any sense. Do it again. He's trying to drop that hip to the floor. And as long as mine hits first, when we land, I'll still be behind. So if you feel that he's trying to roll and roll against, you've just got to beat him to the point. So land like this, do it slow again, pop out like this, look. I've got control of him. Throw this off, look. You got that together, I know with it, look. Again. Does that make any sense? All right, see it? Once you do it once right, you'll feel it in your feet. Not that, isn't it? What to do, right? You often find that you're not fully attached in this back position like you were at the very start. And that's because it was quite a robust movement. There's a lot going on. So we started like this. So that when you land, you like that. You might find, because of how much movement we do, it's hard to drop that train rather than traction. And you might end up, you might end up like here. Does everybody see the difference? I'm sort of outside. This hits well outside. You put yourself back. The first position, I was right behind you. Right, yeah, you might end up sort of slid, yeah, like this. Now he's moving that little difference here. I'm almost like in a mount, can you see? Now when this happens, you're better off than correcting his hips. Look how my hips are like this, and his are like that. So I can do it correctly. Otherwise it's just going to slide out really easy and I'm going to go all again. But look at the try and strangle him eventually. I can stay on his back without having to move it better. So I make a correction. And all you want to do is take this foot off, tuck your foot under the back of the knee of his calves, and if you kick him straight up that way, so lift him up and then kick him that way, so correct his hips. Correct his hips. And then put your foot back in. Right there. Okay? You understand that? Do I need to show it again? So if you're completely in the spot like this, and you can do this at any time during this position. Not just when you've rolled. If he manages to slide out and just stays on the hip, like this, look, what I can do, look, because he hasn't popped it off yet, I can just correct it. You understand? So you can try it just there, then if you want, try it when you do a roll. And with the same grip, but it's fallen to the side, which is more beneficial for him to defend, and then I control. Whichever side he falls for strangle, we can attack quite easily. But for control, it's always easy for me to control him when I go to my good side, the side of the arm around the neck. So if we happen to go to the other side, what they used to talk about was that if he does manage to get there and start to slide out, because the problem I've got, how long have you trained for? Yeah, you've done a lot of jiu-jitsu, Charles. I do the Chris first because I get the movement off and then you won't feel silly side.
No, exactly.
So, the first idea is that his defence. I'm going to hold this, but ignore what I'm doing here. It's the hip movement now. If Chris manages to get this side, just stay a second, Chris, yeah. He's got two ways he'll get out. Firstly, if he can do this and slide his hip over that way, I'm in trouble. Because I haven't got a rudder now that I have on the other side. Lifting my elbow now doesn't do anything. Look. On the other side, it stops him turning into me. This way, he don't really do a lot. He'll still give me some grief for it. And more importantly, he can spin and turn all over the place. I've got a lot of problems there. Okay, a lot of problems. And the other problem I've got is that if I stay quite tight so his hips can't slide out, if he goes higher than me with a bridge, so his head goes higher than mine, he can get his head to that side of my head. But you notice that whenever you were doing this, your head goes this side of his head. So even if I go that way, that good side, it's naturally above it. Now if we go the other way, I need to stay underneath him. So I can stay tight and stop him doing that with his head. And he can't move his hips now like he just did. But if he does a big bridge, he'll go that, no, go higher, Chris, higher. He'll go that higher, look, where he just climbs his head out. That makes sense. His head goes higher than mine, then he just comes round it. Everybody follow that? So the first thing we need to do is this one of what they used to talk about quite a bit, the old fellas saying that it's a more efficiency in training to stop him actually getting over there. Because the techniques we do once he gets to the good side for him, even if we do them right, they only really work about 50% of the time. Because it's in his favour. So it's not good efficiency in your training time. You're better off training, from what a lot of the older guys do, to stop him getting over there. And you need to do the blocking movement. So make this grip the same, and this should now be just instinctive, doing the right thing. Because now it comes down to my hips. So if we land this bad side, I have to make sure he can neither spin nor bridge higher than me. So I connect to his hip with this foot. And keep your elbow down. Here. Thigh, hip, wherever. Because I need to be able to touch him here so I can engage my backside on that side. Because if he tries to do a bridge and my hip's engaged, I just slide back with him. No matter how high he does, I stay further up than him. He can't go. You just can't. By pushing here as well, if you stay up, Chris, as well, by pushing here as well, it doesn't just keep me higher than him. I'm not just touching here, I'm lifting my bum off the floor on the same side as my foot. It doesn't just keep me higher than him, it allows me to push harder into here. But if he's not careful, I'll just roll that way. That's not where I was. The first thing you've got to do is get used to that foot being on the hip. So whenever you fall to the bad side, You're on the same side as I am. The right foot wants to connect to his hip, to engage your glute on that side, and lift it up. And you'll feel it keeps you higher than him, and gives you an anchor to push that leg in harder for a hook. We'll play around that a little bit, and we can add two more, because now we're on the back side. The action of the hips to escape that way, if I can use somebody to, you want to come, oh, you go that way, you've got a six, yeah. You come up behind me. If we ignore this hand grip, so he's made this same side as me, yeah. It's there, but ignore it, we're looking at the hips, okay? So look, it's all correct, and it goes to the side that's not as good for him. So my idea, look, is I want to be down there, which is hard if he touches this hip here because he can start to pull his body this way, so I can't get down there. So I start to come up, because I think, well, I'll get higher than him. But his foot's touching my hip there, can you see? So I can't get higher than him. And if I keep trying to slide my hips this way, what's happening? My pelvis is doing this. Like I'm sliding out. Can you see that? This hip's slowly getting higher than that. You see that? Sliding away like that. Like I'm trying to slide out. So, if your opponent does that to you, and you escape your hip, they'll fall into the space if you use your legs right. You know where I was up, and I'm trying to still slide out. And what happens is, this hip of his ends up lower than this one. So, the position we end up in, here, like this, so you make a big bridge instead, and try and slide this one, that's it, yeah. So watch, he can't move any higher because of my foot, and he's trying to slide, and this hip of his is higher than, this hip of his is higher than this hip of his. So what I'll do here is I'm in the air, this is activated still, and now I make sure I've got contact somewhere with this foot. And now I'll activate this arse cheek of mine, and I'll slide my hip that way. And it'll just fall to that side. Because he's falling to the space. Can you see how his hips aren't corrected? There's no correction to the hips. So I'll correct it. You understand that? It's hard to understand if you haven't got a lot of jiu-jitsu, so the people that train more need to see this. If you're confused by it, work at the last one more. But you will eventually need to use it. He's come up this way, and he's trying to slide his hips out. So if you move around this way, and appear here, he'll fall into the space, and he's on the back side again. Which one can do it on another body? Can I Chris come out? Yeah? If you think about it laid flat, what Chris wants to do with his hips up here is he wants to slide through his ball space that way, and he'll slide out. Let's move this, look. Keep sliding out, slide out. Well, can you see? He wants to slide out that way. Look how this hip's higher than this one. That's what he wants to do. If he did it with his hands, look, if he put your hand on his foot and slide out, look, just squat, see? That's what he wants to do. And he can't do it because of our feet, so he bridges. So we end up in the same sort of scenario, but here. You see, he's sliding out, he's up in the air. So what I do is, I don't put my foot on the floor, I use this to touch him somewhere so I can activate this arse cheek of mine. So this is activated. Here, and now I use it up. And it falls that way up. I'm moving underneath it. But I've gone too far. Oh, it's corrected. Yeah? Only a little bit there. Go on, try. Good side, defending him, you're behind him. And he realises he can't turn his hips. And he does a bridge like this. And he realises that as he's coming round like this, you're coming out that back door. What he can do is he can just collapse that knee like that. So his hips go this direction. So as you're coming round that way, he doesn't fall into that space. We try and do it. We try. Don't worry, whoever does it with me, I won't bother you, don't worry. So if his hips stay this way, if he's bridging the first way, as I move around, he falls into the space. He's heavy on his hip, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll do what we've just done. Look, we'll do what we've just done. We get like this, and I'm controlling him here, and he bridges up and he tries to slide, so I escape that way and he just falls into it. Why? Because his hips were like this. Right, well, once he gets up in the air and he feels me starting to move around, what he can do is turn his hips the other way. All he has to do is put his foot, toes near his bum, and turn his knee. His hips are this way now, not this one. You understand that? Alright? Yeah.
What can we do? Here's the position and we're like this. And he feels me slide around and he turns it all the way. Can you see? So now he doesn't drop. I've got round, my hips come round, look, but he's not going to drop. I'll tuck it under there and just kick him off. Bang, bang. It's the same lever. I spent years trying to get it right. I used to put my foot on the floor and pop my hip out. Don't. Because when your foot touches the floor, they can slide off your hip. It's no good. It's the same lever. The genius to it, for it to me, was the fact that it was the same movement. So he goes up, and I can touch anywhere I want here and just slide around, look, but he's turned that way. He can't turn into me, can it? Because I can just lever it down. But I can't, it's getting heavy now, and he's going higher and higher, and I'm like, geez, what do I do? Well, go under here. Look, my hips outside is. So just lever it over. Over there. Back to this side. That's great. You've got another million little bits of detail. That's the basic conceptual. 25 years and now I'm 20 minutes. No, that's a waste of you.